Many of you remember Nancy Botwan, this fictitious character, the leader of the criminal world in Weeds, this series, and she foreshadows something that we are confirming in real life today. And this is a report by industry professionals that says that in the marijuana industry, women actually have a much bigger chance to become leaders in the industry. It's pretty cool, Nick. This report says that because it's a new industry, women have been showing great leaps and advancement in their positioning as executives in this brand new sector of the U.S. market. We're talking about 36% of the executives are women in the marijuana industry compared to only 22% in the other industries in the U.S.
I mean, and you touched on something, the fact that it's a new industry, I think really helps a lot, because you look at an industry, for example, like the tech industry, right? Here in California, you always hear about how hard it is for women to get jobs there and how little women there are actually already working there. So it seems in a way that they've kind of been pushed over to the side, waiting for these new markets to emerge, and then they get to kind of become this, niche employer in there. And that in itself is actually pretty sad and telling of this country as a whole, that the other industries are already all sewed up. We got this, ladies. And then they get cast away to the side and wait for something like this to open up. Is that what's happening?
A little bit. Researchers in the University of Denver actually look into that, and they did the research where it says that because it's a new industry, there's less gatekeepers.
Right.
There's not a history of a CEO that maybe has been in the chair for 20 years and has already appointed several guys below him to succeed him as they transition. In these new industries, there's none of that. So women can actually start up their own new projects. And I think it highlights and it gives an opportunity for women to be entrepreneurial and take action. We're talking about some of the sections of the marijuana industry have even more uplifting numbers. We're talking about in the lab testing sector, those who actually test the quality and the safety of the plant. Well, we're talking about 63% of women, of leadership positions are held by women. Mm-hmm. Also, we have that in some other sections, like the baking and the creation of edibles. We're talking about 51% of executives being women. These are very high numbers if you compare with other industries where we don't even reach 10%. So, although we know because of this research that there's an element of kind of the wild, wild west where the rules haven't been set, maybe there's an opportunity for these new rules to kind of bleed into the other industries and allow for more equality around the business world in the States.
Right. I mean, income equality, for example, is a huge topic of discussion in this country regarding sex a lot of the time. And I'm just wondering if this is going to maintain this way, if it's going to stay like this for a long time, because like we said, it's a new emerging market. Things are subject to change, right? Major corporations are going to get their greedy hands all up in the weed jars.
And that's something that a lot of activists, grassroots activists are worried about, that these companies that are being born right now, that are headed by entrepreneurs, that have social components to it, that they're based in values of equality and opportunity for all, they're going to start getting diluted when the big corporations, the tobacco corporations or any other corporations start buying into the marijuana business. And they buy these companies and they just run it by, like a corporation, and then all of this progress might start getting washed away. So we hope that this is not the case, that the marijuana industry becomes an example for the rest of the business world of how to provide better opportunities for women to rise up in the executive ladder and to become owners of their businesses and CEOs of a very, very lucrative business that is just exploding in this country. We want to know your thoughts. Please share them below in the comment section. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the Leap TV 2.